Hi. Hello. Good evening. I'm Mary and I'm coming to you live from New York. And this is Living in the Light. And I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. Well, hello. It's Tuesday in the Matrix work week. It's December 20th. It's a few days away from all of our holidays, all of our celebration. And we already are celebrating because we've arrived. We're in the fifth dimension. We've raised our consciousness. We've expanded our awareness. Do you sense it? All this light that's coming on the earth and all the darkness is running far, far, far away from us. And they're scared. They're all scared. All the dark forces, all those elite cabal, and those governments. And some of those individuals, are they wearing masks? Have you seen some of those masks on that they have? And you can see around the line going around their neck. I saw, just Elon Musk. They have this picture circulating, this photo circulating on Twitter, and he has this line around his neck, and he's at some kind of sporting event. So is that really Elon Musk? Is he a clone? What is he? Is he a robot, an AI? I don't know. Are these all figments of our imagination? Because we think we're seeing something, but maybe it's all just an illusion. I don't know. I know what's going on in my physical reality, which is right here in this moment. I'm with you. You're a worthy being of light. You're a sacred being of light. You must recognize that you're advanced. You have these advanced characteristics and abilities that are within you, and you're just waking up. You're waking up from your slumber, and your memories coming back, and we're all here together. So welcome. Today we're going to cover topics like NESARA, GESARA. It keeps coming up. Don't you just hear it? It keeps coming up around. Why? Why is it coming up around now? Because we're all tired. We're just tired. We're so sick and tired of all this poop, aren't we? We're saying, you know what? I don't know if I really want to have any more income tax. And we're going to get into that. Also, MSM, mainstream media, hypnotism. Are we being hypnotized by the mainstream media or our government even? And then quantum field. Of course, we're going to cover psychic phenomenon, and I'm going to touch on angels, my favorite subject. So how are you this evening? What's going on? As I always say, I'm reminding you to tune into your heart. Why? Why? Because it matters. Your feelings and your emotions matter. And I'm here to be supportive of you. And the only way we're going to reach unconditional love for ourselves, you can't love anyone until you love yourself. And that sounds like an old cliche. We've heard that over and over. Well, you can't love anyone until you love yourself. And guess what? It's true. And how are you going to love yourself? Well, you're going to look at all your stuff. You're going to look at all the bright, shiny parts of you that everyone's always complimenting you on. And then you're going to peel away all of that, and below that is the rough stuff, the stuff that you've been hiding even from yourself. You're repressing it. It's your darker side. It's all there. But guess what? As soon as you look at all of it, all the parts of you, and you go to some of those memories. You go to some of those memories and you remember, situations and circumstances. And maybe some of your actions were deliberate, some of them maybe not deliberate. However, they had a very negative outcome. You're going to look at all of that. And when you look at all of that, then you can literally love yourself. And that's unconditional love. So as soon as you reach that moment, because you're going to have to, because guess what, where we're going, and I've shared this with you, we are going to the fifth dimension. If you aren't there already, the more time that you spend in love, the longer periods of time, moments that you spend in love for yourself and for the others out there, service to others, not service to self, not me, 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 me. It's all about me, all my stuff, what I have, my expensive pen, my fancy scarf. I'm the greatest thing ever. So that's service to self, which means that 95% of your thoughts and actions are all about me, 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 me. No, that's not the way it's going to go in the future. We're putting that aside. That's going in the dumpster with all of those structures and the matrix and all of this global stuff junk, you want to call it, across the globe, all of these elite leaders that have joined together because they think that they're going to keep on being in control. But those days are over. Why? Because there's only a few of them and there's many of us. So now that we are awakening to a higher consciousness, we are realizing that service to self, all that consumerism and what you possess, and we spoke about false idols and how they're going down, those false idols, like the celebrities and, all of those that they're posting, and there's shows about them and how wonderful they are and all the stuff that they have. That's not important. It's what goes on inside of ourselves, all the organic, not the artificial, not the man-made. So let's get right into it. And anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you deem so. If you are entertained by this, or you feel as though or sense as though that this is something that's resonating with you, and you say, oh, well, I'm curious about her topics. And I cover these topics to bring awareness. And we have awareness, and then we can make better decisions for ourselves, because really no one out there in the physical reality cares about you, except maybe a mother caring about a child, because guess why? Because they're rushing task, time, and they don't really have enough energy or focus to be worried about you. So you have to worry about you. You have to get personal power. It's got to come up from your root chakra, and it's got to come out of you. And you've got to say, hey, I'm much stronger than I thought. And hey, I'm a worthy being of love. And I'm going to, with my thoughts, my words, and my actions, I'm going to create this new reality. So together we're connecting, we're going to the light. So let's get into it. So NESARA, GESARA, what is that? Well, that was a law. That was this law that was invented, came up, and it's about global economic security and Reformation Act. Reformation Act? And guess what it's about? It's about erasing poverty. Doesn't that sound wonderful? I like it. I'm liking it already. So NESARA, GESARA is coming up once more. If you look back, I did a whole video about it. I don't know, a couple months ago, but it's back again. It's highlighted everywhere. Hey, Bob Harding, you're a regular now. And you are coming from, don't tell me, Bob Harding. I have to find you on my little list here. Don't tell me. Where is it? Where are you, Bob Harding? I know you're here. Wait. Don't tell me. Is it Iowa? Nope. I don't think so. Yes, it is. It's Iowa. I got it. Good evening, Bob Harding. So the GESARA law. Now this is brace yourself for this. It sounds wonderful. And you know what? If we all come together and we all think it, we close our eyes and we think NESARA, GESARA, NESARA, GESARA, and we keep saying it, keep thinking it. It's going to happen. That's how we create an outcome, through our thoughts. You know that, right? I mean, that's how this whole physical reality was created, because they collectively got everyone on board with whatever they wanted. And they just stood there and said, well, I've been elected. Selected. And this is how we're going to do it. And I have all the wealth of all the world. So everyone's going to listen to me. But if we take away that whole wealth factor, why are we even listening to them? Who are they even? We don't care. Because guess what? We are born here, incarnated on this new earth, Gaia, to be happy beings of light. This is all over. It's all over. We're having an apocalyptic moment. And it's not going to be the apocalyptic moment where you go out there and there's, gangs of, warlords, and they're running around with machine guns, and, everything's desperate. No, it's going to be the apocalyptic moment where the solar flash happens, the event happens, and we all awaken, we all come out of our homes and hug one another, and we realize that we really want to have a life of joy and personal happiness and serenity. We don't want anyone telling us what to do. You can go into the dumpster. They can all go into the dumpster. In fact, just leave. We don't care. Go back from where you crawled out from, right? That rock. Anyway, so NESARA, GESARA, it's going to be about the revaluation of currencies. It's going to be the return to gold. Wow. The backed US dollar. No poverty. Wouldn't that be lovely if there was those beings out there? You would watch all these award shows and you'd watch all these pageants, and who are doing all those award shows because they wanted to be recognized and they wanted to be superior. It's all about status. And they were always mentioning, like, oh, we want world peace. Oh, we want No, they didn't. They didn't care about world peace. They were just saying that so you think they have well and good meaning behind their actions. They didn't care. They're driving around in all their fancy stuff and they're like, oh, serve me, serve me. No, they're done for. There'll be no hunger, no debt, only global peace. And this will be a real thing. This is really going to happen. This is real. Now, whether or not this turns out to be the actual law, NESARA, GESARA, this is where the globe is going because we've awakened. We've realized there's another reality. And it's not the solution. It's not the simulation. It's not the matrix, which is all these structures that we were raised in, we were pushed into. We were giving medication. We were basically given toxic poison throughout our lives, whether it's in the food, in the air, in the water. It's basically destroying us and just using us for our energy, using us to, make them money. Well, what if money's not even important anymore? They have no power, do they? If we take that away, we just can't keep going along with their plan. We have to come up with our own plan. We have to sit down and write up our own plan. So this NESARA, GESARA is a new plan, right? Prosperity for all, global peace and prosperity. Doesn't this sound wonderful at this time of the year? Woo! It's like rainbows everywhere, right? A reset of the financial system. And it's basically the Great Awakening, which is what we're experiencing. You've woken up and you've realized that you're a beautiful being of light and you're worthy. And if you had criticism or you were told you're not good enough, you've realized, you've tuned inward and you've said, you know what? I'm worthy. I'm a beautiful being of light and I'm highly advanced. And you know what? I'm not going to listen to all that stuff anymore. It's ridiculous. We're saying it's ridiculous. It's passé. It's passé. We're not going to sit in the corner anymore. We're not going to be the black sheep. We're in the front of the line this time because we have awakened. And we're here for all the masses. And we're not here to say to them, oh, well, you know what? You weren't listening to me, so now I don't care. No, we're here to offer forgiveness, to offer compassion and love. So this act was allegedly passed by the American Congress in 2000, but it was never proclaimed. And it was due to be announced on September 11th, 2001. But the World Trade Center crashed. The gold, which backs the new currency, was stored in the World Trade Center towers, operations destroyed. So this NESARA, GESARA would cancel all your credit cards, all your debt, all your mortgages, and it would be basically called a forgiveness debt. So you wouldn't have any debt. I like it. I'm loving it. Aren't you loving it? And it would abolish the income tax, the IRS. And don't you wonder how come you pay taxes over and over again? I say, like, wait a second. I work, I pay taxes. I buy food, I pay taxes. I, or I'm out, I'm paying taxes. Like, what? And where's all this tax money going? Who's getting the tax money? Is it going right to all those people in poverty, those individuals that are suffering, that maybe they don't have a home, maybe they don't have stuff? Nope. Guess who's getting it? The government. The government's getting all of it. And then they like to do whatever they want. We don't know where it's going. We have no idea where it's going. Where's that money going? We have no idea. No one's telling us. And you know what? I don't know if they would ever tell us the truth. We can't find it. There's no paper trail. It's just gone out of our hands. And then they say, oh, you didn't pay your taxes. You got to pay them again. It's not a one-shot deal. It's like every year. So we're working and then we're paying and then we're working and then we're paying. So this NESARA, GESARA would be a forgiveness debt. I love it. It would abolish the income tax, the IRS, and no food or medicine would be taxed. And benefits for senior citizens. As soon as we're done with this, we're going to get on to mainstream media hypnosis. That's coming up. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I have an office tribe of van lifers and homeless friends. It's not bad at all, at least in San Diego. Okay, well, that's lovely, Bob. But you know what? Those that are in that situation, we don't know how long they're going to be safe. We have to think ahead. We have to say, are they going to be okay? And so why should we have to do, why is, I don't really even know. I have so many questions about all of it, and I don't think I'll ever get any answers right now. So constitutional law for legal matters and courts. There'd be a new president, new elections. 120 days after this was announced, they would monitor election activities. This seems like a dream come true. It's like I have a bubble outside my head right now, and I'm thinking all of this, right? So there'd be new treasury currency backed gold and silver and precious metals. It would eliminate the Federal Reserve System, which I think was 1913. Was it the Rockefellers? And they came up with it in 1913. And they decided, and I think that the Rockefellers are pretty wealthy. Is that how come they got to decide? Because they had all the wealth, and where'd they get all that wealth? Interesting. Like, did they inherit it? So it would eliminate the Federal Reserve, financial privacy. It would cease all aggressive U.S. military worldwide. Ta-da! Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da! There'd be peace throughout the earth. Throughout the world, enormous sums of money would be transferred for humanitarian purposes. This sounds like a fantasy. We're going to have to think about this. Like, go to sleep thinking about this. NESARA, GESARA, just think about no more IRS. We're going to dream. So it would be the release of this is key, 6,000 patents of suppressed technology. You do realize that a car was invented that operated on water, but somehow miraculously that man disappeared and the patents were taken or sold or bought or whatever they were. There's been many pieces of technology that were founded and patented, and then they just disappeared because then those in charge wouldn't be making any money and they wouldn't have control of us. And we wouldn't live in the matrix, this maze that we're running around like we're a little animal, like blah, 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 and we're like kind of running in a circle too. Sometimes we're on that wheel, we're like running, ooh, we're gonna get there. We never get there. It's never over. We're always running on the wheel. And we have little highlights. They throw us a bone here and there, don't they? They give us like, oh, here, you can have a day off for this holiday. Or, we're going to do you a favor and we're going to, relieve something for you. We're going to send you a little bit of money. I don't know. It's kind of silly, right? It's like a little token thing. It doesn't really count for much. So there'll be the release of 6,000 patents. And it will be about free energy, which we know Tesla already invented free energy. And does it come from the ether and water together, Tataria? What does this say? Down under. 1969. We all hope so, along with the Iraqi dinar. I don't know what that is. Hey, so down under 1969. You're a newbie. Nice to meet you. I hope you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. Where are you coming from? I'm guessing Australia is down under Australia. Is that silly of me to guess that? So free energy, woohoo, which means, guess what? You don't have to pay for Con Ed or your electric, or you don't need oil or gas. It's free energy. It comes from another source, the ether, which they don't want to tell us about the ether. It's a real thing. I don't know if I have the picture tonight. Yes. So here is what we know as the 4 elements. But guess what? There's 5 elements. There's also ether. Look it up. And ether is beyond the clouds. And there's earth, wind, fire, and water. And so also anti-gravity, sonic healing machines. They say that there's those med beds. So sonic healing. We know that if we listen to certain frequencies, if we turn on our computer or we watch on YouTube, or you download one of those apps on your phone for certain hertz, The hertz was set at for music at 440, which is actually damaging our systems, our nervous systems. And you think, oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. I don't feel anything. But there's certain frequencies that are traveling all around us now because of these satellites from these cell towers, the 5G. We have no idea. It's harming us. And I've shared with you over and over again, wherever your router is, you're really supposed to be like 30 feet from your router when you're sleeping. It's damaging to you. That's why we only live like 70 or 80 years. And lately, people are living a lot less. There's all these suddenly died, heart attacks, cancer, all this stuff, all these illnesses, all these ailments. Why is that? Is it the rollout of 5G? Is it this medicine that we were forced to take? Why is that? I question these systems, and you know I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a rebel. I'm a truth seeker. I love mysteries, and I love traveling down the rabbit hole. So there'll also be the shift of a quantum financial system. So let's be aware of this. There are right now 206 sovereign nations that would be involved in this, and it would affect the entire world. So NESARA, GESARA, we're going to go to sleep thinking, NESARA, GESARA, NESARA. Let's do our telepathy. Let's think about this. Oh, you're coming from Pennsylvania. Well, welcome down under. So I guess you like the idea of down under. So you're close to Harrisburg. I'm not familiar with that. Welcome. Are you an awakened being of light? Are you a star seed? Are you one of the 144,000 star seeds? And we're here to awaken the masses and be here to guide them to the fifth dimension from this simulation, this three-dimensional world that we've been living in. Boy, I have a burst of energy this evening, don't I? So it's going to cancel all debt systems, remove capitalism, which is like, get out of my way, capitalism. Let me step on your head. And by the way, it's business. Don't take it personally. Really? Really? Don't take it personally? What? And you think that your stuff is more important than this being, this human, this light being? Light beings, we are all beings of light. We are way more important. We are sacred beings of light. So the country's trade and industry controlled by private owners for profit will be done. All the demand and supply done to make a profit. Hey, oh my gosh, I'm really coming out psychic. Do you know that I looked at my little cheat sheet today, Mad Marsh, and right before I went on, I saw Mad Marsh, and I looked at it and I said, "Where's Mad Marsh?" And now you're here. Thank you for joining us, Mad Marsh. Wow, we're all here this evening. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Wow, Mad Marsh, you're back. So, anyone who has any input, it's welcome. So, NESARA, GESARA is going to erase poverty, and it's going to transform the planet, the globe. And we are there for it, right? Welcome, beings of light. We're all equal, aren't we? It doesn't matter what we look like. It doesn't matter what we have. It doesn't matter what our job is, our status. We're all equal. We're all beings of light. And at some point, and I'm guessing it's coming pretty soon, rapidly, because if you look out there, you can see inklings of all these exterminations of businesses. We're seeing everything collapsing, and the people are rising up, and the leaders are falling. They're falling. They're just disappearing because all of that energy, all of that negativity, all of those dark forces, because we really have been going through a spiritual war, and they were swarming the planet. Just like all these frequencies that have been coming at us, we think we don't sense them. They're all around us. If you've cracked open your third eye, if you've activated it, you've had a spiritual awakening, a Kundalini awakening, a mystical experience. Maybe you can see in your third eye, and you can see what's going on around you. And I've been seeing like these circles of angels now and all this light. Hey, music's back. Hello, 144,000 might also relate to unactivated strands of DNA. Yes, it might. It might relate to a lot of subjects, right? A lot. It might be the label for much. Whatever it is, it's positive, isn't it? If we activate all 144,000 strands, we will be back at source 12. Yes, we will. And as we awaken, we're going to have some of these symptoms. We're going to get on to mainstream media hypnosis. Have you been mainstream media hypnotized in your life? Have you received any hypnotism? Well, you know what? We probably all have, because when we were little kids, we kind of plopped ourselves in front of our television and we sat there and we were like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Wow, look at that show. Wow, this is exciting. And so we were hypnotized. We were watching it and we couldn't take our eyes off of it until the commercial came along. So we were really raised and we were programmed. We had mind control by the mainstream media. Eventually, all of us have been. And that's how they kept us kind of intact. And they kept us by a leash. We all had some kind of leash around our neck, whether we realized it. And our system basically became accustomed to this and maybe even addicted, because we didn't know anything else. We didn't realize, we didn't break free. Now, if you were somebody that kind of stayed away from electronics, maybe you were very creative. Maybe you always were, I'm not so interested in that. I'm doing my own thing. And for a while, I have to tell you that I spent a lot of time painting. I would sit around and paint. I didn't really care about what was going on in the news. And that's probably why I'm here, is because my mind was elsewhere. And I just was kind of watching what everyone else was doing. I'm a watcher. I'm a people watcher. So let me remind you, before we get on to mainstream media hypnosis, I'm going to remind you of angels, or angelic beings of light. They're celestial beings of light. They're coming down from the heavens to earth, and they're here to protect us. And they're here to really protect us against evil, negativity, dark forces. And they're a source of divine light and wisdom. And you can ask for an angel to come into your place of, your physical reality. And maybe they come into your heart. Maybe they're whispering information into your ear, and they're preventing some kind of calamity from happening to you. So just, if you choose, these are all suggestions. There's no must to here. It's more like I'm all about free thought. I say, cut off all of that programming, all of those attachments that you've been giving life to. You're giving life to it and it's giving life to you. Cut it off and leave it on the side of the road. It's not doing you any justice. In this moment, let's be in this moment. So what's in this moment for you? Look around. Where are you? And that's how you kind of get in this moment. Maybe you put your hand out and touch something. For me, it's this mug. Little Elsa's over here sleeping. Can you see her little furry body? She's just taking a little nap, and she always has to join us. And when I'm setting up, I think she's a little fearful. So she wants me to plop her down on the couch because she doesn't know what I'm going to do. I'm always very active before I sit down. And I do this. I'm having my best intention. And when I do this, I'm bringing all of the parts of me together, because I want for you to have my best intention. So who's here joining us now? So Bob Harding, news shows always have a spinning. Oh, that's interesting. Signs to hypnotize the viewers. I never thought of that, Bob. Corporate greed. Look at the stores closing in the malls. And why are they closing in the malls? Because there are these big corporations now. There are these big entities. There's these businesses like Amazon. You just order online. And so these mom and pops are really suffering. That's not good for us, is it? Because guess what? That means that we have less control again in another way. However, I want to say that light is coming. Light is joining us. And so all of that is just going in the dumpster. So mainstream media. So what exactly is hypnosis? Well, it's mind control. It's basically called, they say, human condition involving focused attention, reduced peripheral awareness, like over here, you're more focused here. You have enhanced capacity to respond to suggestion, and it's very powerful. Have you ever been hypnotized? Well, I have to share with you, I've been hypnotized, so I know how powerful it is. Music, you'd think there'd be at least some light bouncing off Benzo's head. Music. Hello, music. Music's coming from Canada. Thanks for joining us, music. Well, I know, it's like we don't want to be mean. However, you know what? I think that I'm finding out that all of these beings are serving a purpose, because what happened was, to their demise, there was the two timelines. There was the timeline of the awakening, the masses, and then there was the timeline of keeping us keeping us under control. And what happened was they tried to mess up the timelines. They tried to prevent us from awakening. And what did they do? They doubled down. They basically showed all their cards. When you play a game of cards, you're holding up your cards and you're like, and then they're showing it. Someone's taking a peek, and they shared everything. They've shared everything. They've basically shared that they really have an evil intent. And then when you start to see how much, and you hear about how much money some of these others have, these beings, you start to question them, because it doesn't feel so good. And so then they get taken down. And we've been programmed we've been programmed and we've been hypnotized through the media, and we've been influenced. It's become normal for us, all these current theories of thought, and we've seen it over and over again. How does it come through to us? Well, it's programming us to believe something because it's through repetition over and over again. And we heard out in our communities, we'd hear, oh, did you see the news? Did you read the news? Newspaper is all these headlines of what they want us to believe, right? Because who's running the newspapers? Who owns the newspapers? Well, do they have us in their best interest? Are they thinking, oh, let's really help them, let's give them information and data? Or is it about a designed way of bringing us to information that they want us to have? Which is it? Is it neutral? I say come from a place of neutrality. When you sit there and you meet someone you don't know, watch out about being reactive. Watch out with where your mind is at. You sit back, and you look at everything before you, instead of jumping up, because you might have the wrong reaction. You might be reacting emotionally. You might be reacting to a word, a sound, the way someone looks. It's the same way with the news, isn't it? Are we reacting to the news? So the mainstream media is hypnotizing the masses, and it has. We've seen familiar faces. It's on major networks, so we believe that they're in a place of authority and they know what's best for us. And it's not just us, it's across the board. That's how they've become so popular. And we're talking about cable news, radio, all the outlets like ABC News, and the New York Times newspaper, MSNBC, Fox News, CNN. I'm leaving no one out, because why am I leaving no one out? Because guess what? They're all owned by the same entities. It's not like they're giving us free thought. It's not like I have a major news station. I'm sitting up there and millions of people are listening to me. No, it's all owned by the same conglomerates. So we are being hypnotized by them. So it's a person's perception formed through factors such as television programming on mass mainstream media, providing news and the formation of audiences. So basically, everyone out there has been hypnotized by the information for many, many years. And so we've learned to believe them. And so, where did hypnotism come from? And why am I saying that it's mind control? Because our government, the IA, has basically done mind control experiments since I don't even know how far back, at least the 1960s. And they've had mind control weapons, and they've done behavioral treatments through electroshock therapy, hypnosis, polygraphs, radiation, toxins, chemicals. And I'm sure this isn't news to you. You know this. And so it comes under the same umbrella. You know, they're all kind of running. There's a puppeteer, and we're the puppets. So we're being hypnotized. So when you get hypnotized, I've been hypnotized. I don't know if you have. Basically, what happens is you get in a relaxed position, and you're hearing certain words that are triggering you, and they're spoken a certain way, and your mind is basically under the power of whoever is hypnotizing you. So maybe it's coming through like one of you said lights. So maybe it's lights. Maybe it's certain words that are spoken to you, and you become enamored with whatever you're hearing. And when you're hypnotized, you're basically going under. So you're going under and you're listening and you're receiving the information and you're making it your own. So we're being hypnotized through these media outlets and we're making it our own. How is that? Because we're seeing familiar faces. They have a smile. They're dressed very impressively. They have beautiful clothing on. They're reading from something. They have a certain sounding voice. Their speech patterns are very similar. And there's also some kind of frequency that's coming through on your television, whether you realize it or not. And it might be something that agitates your system or addicts your system. But there's something there that they're doing to us because people wouldn't continue to be tuned into the news over and over again. And we're also being addicted to the crisis. So I'm sharing this with you because I don't want you to be harmed. I want you to be aware. I want you to really look at it and say, So frequencies are used through the media. Governments planned eventually to implant chips in our brains, and that's going to be another way of controlling us and controlling our minds. So take notice. Oh, we got some little comments here. Let's see. Corporate greed. Look at all the, yes, I read that. You'd think there'd be at least one, like, okay. So Down Under says, being a retired prison guard, the bigwigs don't want the general public to know what really happens. Same thing applies in the public settings. Yes, they don't really want us to know what happens. Now, as we receive all this disclosure, and I'm sure Down Under from Pennsylvania is very aware of this, we're receiving, Bob Harding, Down Under, true. I have a friend who worked at the prison near you. It wouldn't surprise me if you knew him. Music. Yes, inaudible frequencies below and above the threshold of human hearing are broadcast along with light outside our visible range. Yes. And are you aware also that there are these machines, they bring them out, and I'm sure if he worked in a prison, he's aware of this, that there are these big machines and they have like a speaker. And if they want to, it's for crowd control. If you look at some of those old time war movies, you can see them bring this out and they turn it on and all the prisoners are making, they're moving and because it's affecting their nervous system. And they can do that with us. They can bring out frequencies. They can try to damage our nervous systems, our hearts. All of us are receiving some kind of ill frequencies all of the time. Our puppy dogs like Elsa and animals can hear They can hear certain sounds that we can hear that are inaudible, that are below what we can hear, but it's still coming through. So just be aware. That's all. Just be aware. So let's move on to quantum field. This is really, really, really important. I'm going to show some photos because I like showing some kind of visual, well, this looks like a galaxy, but a quantum field, maybe this is more like a quantum field. And here we are, we're this lovely being and we're shooting off. And so there's a quantum field out there. So it's a higher dimension. It's limitless. It's void of all matter and energy. It's a void of all matter and energy. So all particles as energy that arise in underlying fields. So they say that there's a location, this quantum field, and we can place information, and that's how we can manifest up. This phenomenon can be used for good too. Your invisible high frequency light is being broadcast through YouTube, Mary. Thank you. Yes, that's absolutely correct, music. Thanks for sharing that. On a positive note, there is a way to circulate information in a positive way, and I hope that this is positive. So the reason that I'm bringing up the topic quantum field, I get this information. It pops into my mind. It's like, I say we have a knowing from an outside source, receiving information because we have this ability to be clairvoyant. We all have this ability within us to master at least one clear sense. And we're going to get into that psychic phenomenon. And I always bring up this little chart. Are you clairvoyant? Do you have clairaudience? Are you a channeler? Are you a medium and you can close your eyes and maybe you have a crystal ball, or you do a seance and you can connect to spirits in another realm? Well, there's what's called a quantum field. And I heard this, I watched a video. I wish I could remember in the last 24 hours. I'll find out, and tomorrow I'll bring it up again. And I heard all about placing your thoughts in this quantum field. So as soon as I had that, it's the power of suggestion. I know. I was driving, so I was hearing it while I was driving. When I'm driving, for some reason, I can circulate a lot of data and information, and I can do healing work when I'm driving sometimes. So I was placing information in this quantum field over and over again. And we can create and manifest whatever we want in this quantum field. It's kind of like, what's going on with the ether. We haven't really realized the ether yet. When we get into the ether, all of us are going to receive all this information because it is all in the light. And when we start sharing information mind to mind, when we all raise ourselves up to this higher consciousness, we're all in the light. We're all in the light. And in the light, it's all about unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion all the time. That's probably when we're going to realize more and more about the quantum field and the ether. So all particles as energy that arise in underlying fields. So it's a body of physical principles combining the elements of quantum mechanics with those of relativity. So to explain the behavior of subatomic particles and their interactions via a variety of force fields. So there's these force fields that are a quantum field. And in this quantum field, you can place your thoughts and information, whatever you want, whatever you would like to manifest. Down under, X-rays passing through solid masses as well as atoms is a basic principle. The universe infinity, right? It's limitless. So we have the capacity to basically manifest and create what we want in this quantum field. And we are raising our consciousness, and we're having more of a collective consciousness. And so we are getting there. And that's why we're bringing up this topic this evening. So electrically charged particles and electromagnetic force. And I'm bringing this up because I want to bring awareness, and we can place this. We can maybe have this idea of this quantum field. So if you imagine, if you can just basically use your third eye, your mind's eye, and you want to imagine, or you want to say, you want to imagine this space that's above us, that is located somewhere in this universe, this quantum field. So located in the space between matter and energy in the universe, it acts as an underlying essence of all matter and energy in the cosmos and is the source of power. There's this big source of power. Hey, James Hadaway. You see it as a business closing, or you can see it as the old world. People want shops, but also the internet has taken retail markets, and also money is scarce in these times. Yes. So this quantum field, I kind of came up with a couple of photos here. So here's somebody, and there looks like they're kind of thinking of the quantum field, or they're in a place. Do you see this? Is this visible to you out there? And so to me, I'm visualizing this quantum field, the power of thought. Our thoughts and feelings have an electromagnetic signal. And I've shared with you with telepathy has a charged impulse. Our thoughts have a charged impulse. And that's how we are able to be a sender and a receiver of thoughts. We can receive transmissions. We can have thought transference. We can receive impressions because there's a charged impulse. So our thoughts and our feelings have an electromagnetic signal. Our thoughts send an electrical signal to the quantum field. Our feelings have the power to magnetically attract particular situations in our lives. So tonight, I thought of, who was that? Marsh. I mentioned it, Mad Marsh, and then Mad Marsh appeared. So basically, I thought it into existence. Now, I don't know if I received, Mad Marsh was already thinking about joining us tonight, or if I put that out there. I don't know if it was, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Music. You could be sat seamlessly in that pic with your salmon dress. Isn't that interesting? You're right. Maybe that's me. I don't know which came first, me or the picture. So we are going to have the ability to heal by tapping into the quantum field. We can heal. We can apply the quantum field energy to heal ourselves. We are all learning, aren't we? We are all learning at this very moment. Hey, Tommy, thanks for joining us. We are discussing the quantum field, about placing our thoughts in the quantum field to manifest whatever we want. We say our destiny. What is your destiny? We're going to magnify our thoughts in the quantum field and bring our destiny forward. Is that what we're going to do? I think we are. So it's located in the space between matter and energy in the universe. It acts as an underlying essence of all matter and energy in the cosmos and is the source of power. So let's maybe try that. Anyone joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So maybe, just maybe it's like a vortex. I don't know. Are we going to create a vortex of information? Hey, Down Under. I'm old school. Shop for the tangible items is how I basically shop. The problems is all the returns. Wow, you're off on a tangent there, and a waste of time to go and from. So it is a savings. Well, thanks for sharing that, Down Under. How about in this moment, because we're going to get onto psychic phenomenon. So we're going to just segue ourselves right into psychic phenomenon, and we're going to place our thoughts in the quantum field. And we're going to do that, by our thoughts and our intention. We're going to have this intention right now. And let's just consider that we have maybe a telepathic message that we're going to send to the quantum field. We're going to just bring it forward. All right, so let's manifest this. Let's make a suggestion here right in this moment. Right in this moment. We're going to let go of any thoughts before this moment. We're not going to think forward. We're going to push away our thoughts, and we're going to be in this moment so we can make it crystal clear. The more clarity we have within us, the more we have an ability to manifest whatever we want. into our physical reality. The physical reality is taking form, isn't it? We're creating this new civilization. And it's going to be this new civilization that basically has NESARA, GESARA. We're going to erase poverty. We're going to cancel all credit card debt. So in this moment, like right now, we are going to place in the quantum field whatever it is we want, whatever we want to manifest. So let's right now come to terms with, because we're going to hit the 1 hour. So we're right now segueing into this psychic phenomenon. All right, what are your 5 humongous goals? Your 5 humongous goals. It can be anything you want. It's all personal. Everything we do in psychic phenomenon is personal. And pretty much everything we cover here every day that we have this video that we do together, it's all about personal, whatever is important for you. I don't know what's important for you. That's why I say don't follow the masses. You have your own destiny that you're basically following within you, your thoughts and your ideas, your beliefs. It's all up to you. It's from your heart and your spirit, right? All right, so let's come up with our 5 humongous goals if you already haven't. I've mentioned that in the past. I don't know if you're aware of that. They could be whatever. Maybe it's you want to climb the highest mountain. Maybe it's something that you would like to do with your career. Maybe it's, an activity that you're excited about, traveling to a certain location. Maybe you would like to write a novel. Whatever it is, 5 humongous goals. So you're going to take one of those. Take one of those 5 humongous goals. For me, I'm taking a trip to the Caribbean. And I'm saying and I'm sharing it. You don't have to share it, obviously. It's personal. I'm just sharing it to give an example. So we're going to close our eyes. Let's do this together. We're placing one of our 5 humongous goals in the quantum field. Now you can keep your eyes open if you choose. You can close your eyes. It's entirely up to you. So we're going to let out a breath. This is the power of suggestion, isn't it? And we're going to relax our body because we really want this to work, don't we? We're going to have a relaxed feeling within us. We're going to have patience. Let out a breath. And I'd like you to imagine, like I said, whether your eyes are open or closed, I'd like you to imagine this quantum field. So this quantum field, we're activating and we're imagining this place within the universe where there's this energy and this powerful particles are stored, and we're imagining placing this idea, this suggestion of whatever you want, one of your 5 humongous goals. So for me, I'm imagining, I'm going to do it with my eyes open, I'm placing in this location in the universe a Caribbean vacation, a trip to the Caribbean. And I'm placing it there. I'm placing it the words of the Caribbean vacation, the visual of the Caribbean vacation, the feeling of the Caribbean vacation, all of my emotions. Now, if this is easy for you to do, then that means that you're clear. If you say, like, I can't imagine it, I can't say it, that means you're sabotaging. We know this about manifesting. That means that there's someone who told you couldn't do it. So you're going to go to that, whatever that is. Where's that coming from? We're not here to sabotage. We're here to express ourselves. We're basically manifesting our dreams here, and we're creating our destiny. So we're going to imagine this whole concept of whatever it is that you want, this idea, and you're placing it in the quantum field. So you're saying quantum field to yourself, you're thinking quantum field, and you're placing this. It's almost like, I'll give you an example. It would be like, here's a book, and you're placing it within the pages of the book. So it's like you're lifting up a flap and you're placing this concept into a frequency, into an energy, and you're placing it in there. Exactly, like a pattern. Exactly. You're placing this thought. So I'm placing this thought within, I'm lifting up and I'm placing this thought into the quantum field. And that's what we're doing. And we're believing we can do it and we're allowing it to do it. And so I feel as though it's complete. I feel a physical reaction to doing this right now. I sense that it's been done. I sense that this is placed in there. As we're speaking, I feel it like a blueprint. Exactly. Thank you, James. Thank you, music. So let's believe in this higher dimension, this limitless. So all the particles as energy that rise up in underlying fields. So it's located in the space between matter and energy. It's out there. It's happening. It's happening. We've placed it out there in the quantum field, one of our 5 humongous goals. We're going to make it happen for ourselves. I just want to bring this up before we get on to doing an exercise for psychic phenomenon. So imagine here you are, here's your vessel, right? Your physical body. And within this is your emotional, your physical, your spiritual aspects and characteristics of yourself. And surrounding you, whether you realize it or not, is your energy field. And your energy field is stored like circumstances, situations, your emotional capacity, memories, your fears, your power animals. And sometimes stored in your energy field are some negative entities, maybe positive entities. And that's how I've read people in the past, because I'm an intuitive. And so I want to share with you what we're doing together is we're healing basically all of this. So this is maybe you initially, right? And so your energy field, here you are, and here's your energy field. And we want to clear away so that there's not any of this negativity. And how do you clear it away? You clear it away by accepting. You want to be like this. You want to be more clear. And when you have more of a clear vessel and more of a clear energy field, you're able and capable to manifest whatever you like. And you might say something or think something, and then it happens like that. And that's all we're doing together. We're trying to work through our stuff. And how do you clear it? You clear it by accepting yourself, looking at all your darker self, the parts of you that are kind of icky. Maybe you feel as though you're embarrassed about something. You want to accept all of you. You want to look at everything. And you become more clear. And the more you love yourself, the more clear you become. And then you'll be able to pretty much manifest anything you want, because you have clarity within yourself. You have clarity of all aspects of yourself. So hey, Bob Harding, what did you say? Everything is stored in the field. It is all on display for higher frequency beings to read. Yes. The ascended masters and all the angelic beings. I put mine on Jupiter Beach. Can't wait to drink up some of the goodness. Good. There you go. There you go. So anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary, and this is Living in the Light. And we cover topics. We always cover 3 topics, and then we get into psychic phenomenon. And I mention angels, angelic beings of light, right? And there's the angels, and they say that there's tens of thousands upon millions. And we all have at least 2 guardian angels with us from the time we're born. And when we pass over, like I've shared with you, if I've had near-death experiences, one as a child at 2.5, one when I was 6 years old, and I was greeted by light and angels, and that's why I have this connection to angels. But we can ask for angels to come into our lives. We can say, hey, I need help, or please, be with me. And maybe they'll lend you some warnings. There's what's called angel numbers. I don't know if you've experienced or seen angel numbers. Also, a symbol of an angel might be you see a little feather, or you hear bells ringing, or maybe you feel a brush across your face, or you sense there's another being, something very divine around you, and you say, oh, that's an angel. There's what's called angel numbers as well. And sometimes people mention 1111. They see it on the time, and they say 1111. It's an angel number, which is very positive angel number. So here's some 222. Do you ever see 222? And maybe it comes through on a license plate. Oh, I'm having a little panic attack. What's this about? Stop worrying. Everything is working out just as it's supposed to. Trust that you are in the right place. That's 222. So here's a little chart here. Angel numbers, guidance through numbers. So repeated. So duplicate numbers are supposed to be guidance. Here it is, 1111, which is you are on the right path. We all want to know we're on the right path. Are we on the right path? We are, because we're awakened beings of light. I'll do one more. 777, luck is on your side. You are on the ultimate spiritual path. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, that's also positive. All right, so let's get into psychic phenomenon, because here we are at the 1 hour mark. Ta-da, we made it. Again, let me remind you that I'll be back again tomorrow. However, it's going to be early in the morning. I don't know. I'm going to attempt to do maybe 10 o'clock. And then, because tomorrow I have my day off from the Matrix, and I'm going to New York City tomorrow. And I'm going to have a fun day. And then Thursday, I'll be back again at 7. And then Friday, I'm off. And I'm going to say, wishing you ahead of time a happy holiday if you are celebrating any holidays. And so let's come to and be in a place of love and peace. All right, psychic phenomenon, here we go. So have you had any telepathy? Have you thought of anyone and then they contacted you? If you have, that means that you've become more aware of yourself, your feelings, your emotions. We all have the ability to be telepathic and have extrasensory perception. Are you empathic like I am? Maybe you're someone, hey, James Hadaway, thank you. Are you capable of receiving information like, I knew that person was in a bad mood, or I knew that person had this experience, or I had a dream, a premonition dream, and then it happened to me. They say synchronicity, which is when events collide, they lap over each other that have nothing to do with each other, but you have to look at it. For example, if you were to say, I think that I'm going to begin writing songs. I think I have this gift for writing songs, and you start writing songs and you say it out loud. You do something significant. You basically commit to writing songs. And then you go out into the matrix, into the physical reality. And you're standing there, and maybe you're in the grocery store, maybe you're getting a cup of coffee, and you're just minding your own business. Maybe you're looking at your phone, or you're just in a daydream, and then you hear somebody walk by you, or somebody at a table or a desk, or they're just having a conversation and they start talking about writing songs, or they're a songwriter, or they're talking about something related to that. That's synchronicity. That's validation. You're on the right path. We are going to gain this kind of message or signs as soon as we are on our right path, on our path, on our mission, on our purpose. We will receive synchronistic events which have nothing to do with each other. Like, did you actually know these people speaking? No, but they're speaking about something that's very important to you. So this is essential for you to be aware. The more you become aware, the more you're going to have a chance of reaching your destiny. Whatever that is, it's personal. It's entirely up to you. So we're going to learn to tune inward. Now, I know that it might be overwhelming at times when you start tuning in and you say, well, Mary, I don't know if I want to receive all this information from other sources. It sounds a little wonky. It sounds a little trippy. I'm a little scared. I don't know what if something evil comes through? What if it's not all good? Well, I have to share with you, for a long time, I shut it down because I said that exact thing. I said, you know what? No, 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 no. I'm going to control it. I'm going to control what I receive. However, when I did that, what happened? I brought more fear. I brought more ability for evil to come through. I brought more of that negativity. And when I controlled it, I stopped receiving a lot of information. And so it wasn't really that evident to me, everything that was going on. So I'm sharing with you, when you shut down some of this information that you're going to receive, which for the most part is very positive. And I have to also tell you that most of the evil has left the earth. Most of the evil has left the earth. The more that you're in love and light and peace and forgiveness and compassion, you're at a vibration, you're at a frequency that evil can't touch you. Evil operates on low vibration. It operates in hate. It operates in anger. It operates in like physical violence. It loves that. That's why I say to you, when somebody negative comes up into your existence, like if you're walking around and you maybe anger someone, or they say, like, who do you think you are? They start spewing stuff at you. If you spew right back at them, guess what? You're feeding them. The best thing to do is either to walk away or send them light. Spin light around them. Imagine light around them, because it'll take away negativity. Put light around yourself. Embrace them. Imagine embracing them with a hug, and they run away. So to get back to the psychic phenomenon, tuning in, we're not only tuning into our hearts, we're actually tuning into all of the frequencies surrounding us. We're tuning into all of the other beings around us. We're tuning into basically everything. So it takes some practice, because you're kind of trying to decipher, like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? And you don't really know yet. When you're just beginning with this, you're kind of a little confused at first. You have to ground yourself. So imagine your feet firmly planted in the earth's surface. And if you don't feel grounded, that means you have spinning thoughts, or you feel kind of a little lost or confused. We don't want you to be lost or confused. I want you to basically imagine your feet firmly planted in the earth's surface. If you can't get grounded, this sounds a little hokey, but go stand by a strong, healthy tree for 5 to 15 minutes, because a healthy tree, its roots are firmly planted in the earth's surface. Maybe grab your knees and be like, I'm here in this moment. Here's my mug, I'm here. So you want to ground yourself. And then you're able to sit back, come from a neutral position, and you're tuning into all of your senses. It's not your thoughts that is going to give you information. Now, when we tune in, if we want to slow it down from coming inward, here's a dial. Imagine you have a dial. It's like 1 to 10. 1 is you're shutting it down. Maybe you want from time to time to say, you know what? I need a break. I'm receiving so much information. I'm far more clairvoyant than I ever imagined, because now I'm allowing all of this information to come to me. The more you get into light, the more information is going to come to you. It's going to come to you. Basically, it's almost like batches of information. Maybe when you go to sleep, you're going to receive information. You're going to say, wow, I didn't really rest. All of this was downloads. Maybe when you're awake, and you might have certain times of day. Everyone's different. It's all personal. You have certain times of day that more information are going to come in. Like I shared with you a little bit ago. When I'm driving, for some reason, I can see other realms. I can receive information. I can send information. And it's always been that way. When I tune into someone, there's certain strategies that I do. Like I said, I pop into different senses if one isn't working. Everything is personal, so accept it. The more that you accept of your psychic abilities, the more will come through. Now, you might feel as though you don't really are comfortable sharing this with anyone, and that's entirely possible because a lot of people are not aware of this yet. They're all going to come on board eventually. I promise you, it's happening because the masses are awakening and they're realizing there's another reality. And this new civilization is being ushered in. We're all going to be coming from a state of organic and natural. We have these abilities. So let's do an exercise together. And you might receive alerts, premonitions throughout your day. You might know that something's about to happen. And after a while, it's not going to be a thinking. You're just going to start doing things. Like at my work, at my job in the Matrix, I move things around, and sure enough, someone comes in and buys that exact thing. It's almost like I know ahead of time. And this is going to happen to you. I'm not special. I just was more aware of it earlier. I'm not special. I'm just like you. I have my authentic characteristics that make me, an original, but we all have this ability. All right, so let's do this together. So we're going to drop down. We're going to let go, let out a breath. And we're going to be like a rag doll, like we say, like, oh, we're letting go. Music, you are special because we all are. Oh, thank you, music. Thank you, music. All right, so like we're a rag doll, so we're just letting go of any tension because we want to relax as much as we can. We want to let go of any thoughts, and they're not going to come down and permeate our ability to be clairvoyant. And we have our little chart here. Here's the little chart so I can share with you. Oh my goodness, my chart fell down. Got to get that chart so you can see what I'm talking about. Sorry about that. Oh, there you go. The bots are here. Hello, bots. They're the bots. Hello, bots. Hello, bots. That means I've been found out. They're sending me bots. Oh, that's 3 bots. All right, bots, go away. We don't like you. So here's our little chart, and you can see all the different possibilities that you are because you have at least one clairvoyant ability, one clairsense ability, and you can master most likely 3. You have that capability. Now, you might have your ability might be through the roof, far exceeding anything I can do. Everything is personal. As the more you accept, you surrender to it, the more you will receive. Anyone who's joining us, including you bots, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. All right, so we have clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, or claircognizance is a knowing, clairgustinance, tasting, clairfactinance, smelling. Oh, I never knew that's what it's called. Clairsustenance, clear feeling, and channeling or mediumship. Okay? So you all see the chart. All right, so let's do this. So we're going to relax like a rag doll. We're going to drop down any kind of tension in our bodies. We're letting out a breath. We're going to have just natural breathing. Go as deeply as you can. We're going to release any thoughts, push away any thoughts. And now we're going to drop down into all of our senses. Like I say, imagine a child's puzzle piece, and the puzzle fits perfectly. You're just dropping down. You're surrendering. You're just completely surrendering to all of your clairsenses. Okay? Sense of touch, everything. So you're surrendering, you're making physical contact, so you feel as though you've dropped into all of your clairsenses. Now we could do a little test. Put your hands up. Are you feeling anything in your hands? Any vibrations? Like it feels like a little bit of an electric current, because you're relaxed. you have patience, and you take away any doubt you are capable of doing this. Check your hearing. Are you hearing in the space that you're in? You're going to pick one of these clear senses for this exercise because we're working our clair muscle. Your third eye. Can you see anything in your third eye? For me, I have to keep my eyes open so then I can see what's surrounding me in this physical reality in another realm. That's what I see. I see angels over here, so I'm checking it. It's working. I see actually some kind of body of water in front of me. It looks like a stream, but a pond attached to it. Oh, I see some ducks. I don't know where that is. That's somewhere. My heart, tune into your heart. What are you sensing? Maybe ask yourself right at this moment, what are you sensing? Whatever it is, it's okay. Validate yourself, accept yourself. So for me, what am I sensing? I have to let out a breath to really kind of be there. So it's all about what our senses are. It's not our thoughts. We don't want to bring our thoughts into this because we're not going to be able to be clairvoyant or have our clear senses if we bring our thoughts. It's all our feelings, our senses. So for me, I'm tuning in, and what am I feeling? I'm feeling very much of a state of comfort. I'm very settled. I don't have any worries right now. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty grateful for this moment. Do you have any claircognizance, which is a knowing? Do you have a sense of knowing right now, something about that's going on here? In other words, what are you receiving from an outside source? What impressions? So these impressions are going to come through maybe as a sound, maybe someone's voice, maybe a sentence, a word. Maybe in your third eye, you're going to see a number. Maybe you're just going to say, Mary, I have claircognizance. I have a knowing about what's about to happen. Maybe I see a situation in my future. Maybe a memory's coming forward. There's a lot of possibilities. Okay, so now we're going to do this and we're going to give a suggestion. Oh, I'm feeling it come. So we're going to choose one of our senses and I'm going to give you a suggestion right now. So today's suggestion is going to be pick one of your senses. I'm going to pick my hearing. I always pick that. I'm going to pick my touch, my sense of touch. I'm going to suggest we're physically made contact. I'm going to suggest that we are going to go to a situation in our life from the past that we want to duplicate. It can be anything that you want. So you're going to pick one of the situations from your past that you would love to duplicate because it was so wonderful. So we're going to go to that situation and we're going to recreate it. And this is going to happen in the future. So we're going to recreate a situation from the past to happen again. Maybe it's how you felt. Maybe it's something wonderful that happened to you and you're going to bring it forward. So let's do that right now. I'm going to do my clairaudience and my sense of touch. So it's a wonderful situation from your past that you're going to recreate in your future. Maybe it's something, maybe it's a wonderful day that happened to you. Maybe you found the love of your life. Maybe you had this amazing event, a miracle happened to you. Whatever it is, it's entirely up to you. So let's do this together. I'm going to be quiet and we're going to see where it takes us. Okay, so for me, I don't know if that was enough time. I'm very excited. So for me, a really wonderful situation that happened to me was this was, I guess, 20 years ago. I was brought into one of the soap operas in New York City, and the casting director wanted to put me on the show. And I went to that moment, and there was parts of that moment I forgot even happened. So I went to that moment and I looked down. If I look down for some reason, I get the information. And then I brought that forward to right now, to my future. And I saw that someone else a casting director brings me into a situation to bring me to host a show on a major platform. So I created something in the future. Now, when you bring this forward, it's a charged impulse, so your feelings and our emotions are attached to it. So it's very powerful. Imagine you're visualizing it, you're creating it from truth, and then you're bringing it forward to recreate it again. It's very possible that you can create it, and I believe that this is possible. So here we go. That's what I did. It's entirely up to you. I don't know how it went for you. If anyone wants to share, if they whatever moment they recreated. So I'm going to put my hands together and we're going to do the ball of light. We're going to do that next. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today we spoke about NESARA. GESARA keeps coming up, which is erasing poverty, and it's the reset of the financial system. And it was about cancel all credit card debt. We love that. Then we spoke about mainstream media hypnotizing us and how we've had mind control by the media and the mainstream media. And we also got into quantum fields. And now we're doing psychic phenomenon. So we're rubbing our hands together and we are pulling them apart. And then there's light. We're creating a ball of light, right? We're creating a ball of light. We're bringing it into this space because we are bringing light here and it's helping us to have concentration and focus. And we're going to do another little exercise. So we're holding the ball of light and hopefully you have some kind of vibration on your palms. So I'd like you to imagine, I have a lot of vibration on my palms. I'd like you to imagine that you're holding the ball of light and you are actually holding 3 balls of light. And if you want, you close your eyes, you keep them open. So we're dropping down. We're letting out a breath. We are feeling like as much of a rag doll as we can, holding our hands up, holding the ball of light. And I'd like you to drop down into your senses, choose one of your senses to tune into. So I'm going to tune into my third eye, which is the space between my 2 eyebrows, my mind's eye, and I'm going to imagine that I'm holding 3 balls of light. And let's see if it takes me somewhere. But I'm right here holding 3 balls of light. Let's see if I time travel or I teleport or if I'm just right here. So what do I see? So I'm seeing actually crows above me, circling me. I'm holding 3 balls of light. So one is actually in my hands and one is on each of my arms. I don't know if you'll be able to do this as well. Let's try to do this. Again, I'm seeing, actually they're more like scavengers. They look like kind of evil birds, like a vulture, and they're circling over my head. And I have these 3 balls of light. So maybe they think I'm their prey. I guess that they can see me. Where am I? Let me see if I look down. I'm holding 3 balls of light. Actually, they're not circling me. There's little animals, little pigs, like a little pen with piglets in it. And I guess they're circling the piglets, not me. It's not about me. So I must be on a farm. Let's see what else I see. Yes, and then there's some farmers or people walking around taking care of their livestock. What else do I see? Anything else? Okay, I see like flowers, so it's kind of like wildflowers around me. So what time of year is this? It's warm. I would say it's like springtime. It's not summertime. I do see the sun the sun is on its way down. Let's see, what else do I see? So maybe the vultures are circling because it's going to be night, evening, and they're getting ready. I don't know. It's very interesting, isn't it? Did you receive any information? See if there's anything else I gather. So whenever I look down, if you have a problem by looking out when you're in, receiving impressions, maybe look down, because when you look down, you kind of can focus and then the information comes forward. At least for me, that's personal. Hey, Camille LW. Hello, Mary. Sending you much love. Now, are you new? Because I don't remember you before. Where are you coming from? Thanks for joining us. Mine was playing and body surfing on a nude beach on a nice warm day. A nude beach, Bob Harding. Listen to you. You're a naturalist. So I'm putting let me just see if I see anything else. Okay, so I see goose. There's goose as well. They have goose. Anything else I see? I'm holding the 3 balls of light. This is interesting. This is a lot of information I'm receiving on this. And I just see the workers on the farm. They're to my right. Nope, that's it. All right, putting my hands together. Well, not new here. I am from Morocco. Oh, hey, well, thanks for joining us. Wow, how did you find me? Find us, I should say. Wow, I hope you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. So I'm all about living in the light. And we are all about living in the light. We've all awakened to the 5th dimension. So welcome. We're the first timeline arrivals. And we're here to awaken the masses. We're here to usher them into this new civilization, the 5th dimension, which is all about a higher awareness, expanding your mindset. It's all about personal happiness, the ultimate happiness, having self-realization, tuning inward and looking at all of yourself, coming from a place of love and light. Well, oh, you know me from Mujin. Oh, Mujin. Mujin is a healer. If anyone wants to know, you can find Mujin on Facebook, Mujin Chao, and he is Korean. And I've known Mujin for, I don't even know, I've known him since 2013, so almost 10 years. He's a wonderful being of light. He brought a lot of light into my life. If you would like a healer, he's a really amazing healer. So wonderful. Okay, so everyone, when I spin light around you, when I think of light, when I say let's put light around you, it's taking all the darkness down off of you, any negativity. So I imagine you in the middle of the light, and you're making a wish, and I'm spinning light around you. Whoever you are, I'm visualizing light, and I'm spinning it. We'll do it 1, 2, 3, and then clockwise and counterclockwise 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And I'm sending you love and light, and I'm wishing good things for you. And I hope you join us again tomorrow. I'm going to be in the morning. I'm not really quite sure, but you can see I'll post about it in the morning. And it probably will be around 10 o'clock-ish. It's probably going to be a short video, but I want to be here for you. And I'm, a constant. And so everyone have a wonderful evening. You're a worthy being. I hope you have a great, if I don't see you again, if you don't join us, I'm here Monday through Thursday. And then I want everyone to have a wonderful weekend and happy holidays, and sending you light. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Amy. Everyone be well. Bye. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good night down under. Kamal, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Bob Harding, all those bots. Hello, bots. James Hadaway, music. Thomas Mad Marsh. Everyone who was here this evening, be well. Bye.